This is my Unit 3 and 52, Assignment 1, Appendix 3, Scenario Research. The name of the first leaflet that I'm analysing is simply Alcohol and Driving. It is created and distributed by the NHS Foundation Trust. The main purpose of the leaflet is to advise people of the dangers of drinking and driving, as well as a lot of information on the DVLA, which is the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency. The target audience for this NHS leaflet would mainly be aimed at 17 to 24-year-old males or females, and this is because most statistics show that 17 to 24-year-old people are more likely to be involved in drunk driving incidents. There is no gender that is specified for the target audience in the leaflet, as most drink driving campaigns state that it can happen to anyone, not just a single gender or specific age group. Some examples of factual communication for this leaflet are as follows. Clarity. The phrases "must stop driving" and "breaking the law" are very clear, and much like the rest of the information in the leaflet, it is all very clear and it explains extra information that may need the context to be explained or just general definitions. Legal constraints. The phrase "breaking the law" shows that there are legal constraints of drink driving, and if the laws are broken, there will be consequences. This could also show that the law can be easily broken and that the readers should refrain from doing so. And conciseness. The word dependency and the phrase persistent use shows that the reader learns the definitions and reading the leaflet. They are explained in detail and linked to the context of the topic. The language used in the leaflet is quite casual, with the rare use of technical language or jargon. Examples of this are the words dependency and persistent use. The vocabulary and sentence structure that is used is quite authoritative. This is because the leaflet has explanations of more complex words and the writer is instructing the readers on what not to do, and general legal constraints are outlined throughout. Language is also very personal, as it uses the word "you" a lot in the paragraphs and sections. A main example of the research that may be used in primary research, or possibly secondary due to small amounts of research used. It's hard to exactly pinpoint where the leaflet would have collected their information from, but they are more likely to use statistics and information available from other websites, such as the Office of National Statistics or ONS, to save more time. The information may have been changed into simpler terms for the readers. The mode of address for the leaflet is mainly parent to child and teacher to pupil, as the leaflet explains the consequences of drunk driving. The parent-teacher role is the writer of the leaflet, as they are instructing the readers not to drink and drive, as well as telling them the legal constraints of drunk driving. The mode of address can also be classed as peer-to-peer, as it uses more personal words such as "you." The leaflet is very strict due to the lack of images used, so they are not attempted to show anything through the images of the leaflet. This could also have a big effect on who would pick up the leaflet. Due to no images being used, probably older age people would be more likely to pick it up and read the leaflet. The white and blue colours used on the leaflet relate to the NHS logo, which is also blue and white. The colours also connote the flashing lights on top of emergency service vehicles. The leaflet would also be available in hospitals, most likely in the Sherwood Forest Hospitals area, which is mentioned in the top right corner of the front page of the leaflet. The name of the second leaflet that I am analysing is simply "How much will your next round cost you?" It was created and distributed by the Think Stop Driving and Drinking campaign. The main purpose of the leaflet is to advise people of the dangers of drunk driving, the legal constraints of it, and some advice on what to do if in a particular situation. The target audience for the Think leaflet is probably aimed at both males and females, but mainly in the age group of 17 to 24-year-olds. As it is stated in the leaflet, anyone can be involved in a drunk driving accident. This means it doesn't matter what your race is, your ethnicity, age, gender or class, meaning that there is no base demographic for this leaflet, only to make people aware of the dangers of drunk driving. The leaflet contains examples of the following factual communication techniques: clarity, legal constraints, avoiding ambiguity, and accuracy. The clarity example would be that the leaflet contained details and information, such as when it explains the consequences of being drunk and driving. The legal constraints example in this leaflet is that it explains in detail the legal issues and legal amounts of alcohol you can consume before you are considered over the legal amount. The avoiding ambiguity example in this leaflet is that the leaflet is very clear and leaves out no key information or detail, which means that it avoids being ambiguous, which means leaving out information or facts. The final example of factual communication techniques is that the leaflet includes accuracy. This is because the leaflet references their sources by using the logo of the website that they use for their statistics, which is located on the back of the leaflet, which is the official Gov website logo. The language used in this leaflet is very personal as it uses the word you a lot. This makes the leaflet more casual. The vocabulary or language used is very easy to understand, and the information used is very clearly stated and explained. The sentence structure of the leaflet is quite simple, meaning that most of the readers should be able to read it without difficulty. Some research to this that may have been used are primary or secondary research. However, due to the DirectGov website logo being placed on the back of the leaflet, could mean that the leaflet writers used some statistics found on that website. Or the drink driving campaign may have conducted their own primary research. They may be able to do this since they are a well-known campaign. A main example of this data, primary or secondary, is use of quantitative data, which is numerical data that can be used to be quite hard-hitting. This was probably used to avoid being biased by using other people's opinions on the topic by using qualitative data. The mode of address of this leaflet is a mixture of three main terms, which are teacher to pupil, parent to child, and peer to peer. Teacher to pupil is linked because the leaflet is teaching you the laws and consequences of these laws if you break them. The parent to child mode of address links to this leaflet as it is basically instructing you on what not to do. The peer to peer mode of address links to this leaflet because it is structured as being quite personal by using the word you a lot to make it more personal. The background colour and images used is very blurry and dark to make it easier for the audience to read the text. The blurriness of the background can also connote the extreme effects of alcohol if you are over the limit. And compared to the first leaflet, this leaflet uses a lot more images and colours to make it stand out more and to appeal to a wider audience.